Imagine a classroom, 30 children, same uniform, same teacher, same mathematics lesson, and same 40 minutes. Surely they should all understand the same thing, except they don't. One understood it before the teacher finished explaining. Another understood halfway through the lesson. One is still thinking. And somewhere in that same classroom, one child stopped understanding 10 minutes ago. But nobody noticed. Same classroom, same lesson, completely different learning journeys. Somewhere in that classroom is a child like this. They are not lazy. They are not unserious. They are listening. Actually, they are trying. They almost understand. They just need 5 more minutes. One more example, one different explanation, and one chance to say, please, can you show me that part again? But the lesson has to continue. There are other children, another topic, a timetable. So the class moves on, even when this child hasn't. Sometimes what looks like a weak learner is simply a learner who needed more time than the timetable could give. But then there's another child. The teacher gives 10 questions. This one has finished question 10, while some others are still writing the dates. They are doing well. Their results are good. Nobody is worried about them. And that can become its own problem. Because when a child is doing well, we often ask, are they keeping up? But perhaps we should also ask, how far could they go? High performing children need support too, not always to catch up, but sometimes to reach further. Then there is a sentence many children hear far too early. She's weak in math, or is just not an English person. And sometimes the child is listening. Say something often enough around a child, and one day they may stop hearing it as an opinion and start wearing it as an identity. But what if the problem isn't the child? What if there's one missing foundation, one concept that never settled, one explanation that didn't connect, one learning method that simply didn't work for them? A difficult topic is not a child's identity, it's just a place to begin. So, when someone asks us, which child is Shammah Online Academy built for? Our answer isn't one type. There's the primary 4 learner whose family understands that strong foundations are easier to build before pressure arrives. The primary 5 learner who has time to strengthen gaps and discover what they are capable of. The primary 6 learner whose common entrance date is now mysteriously known by everybody in the extended family. There is the learner preparing seriously for an examination, the learner who needs to catch up, and the learner who is already ahead but shouldn't have to stop growing simply because they are doing well. Different ages, different abilities, different goals, one thing in common. They all deserve learning that notices them. But perhaps primary 4, primary 5, primary 6, struggling, high performing. These are useful descriptions, but they are not children. Your child is more complicated than a label. They have things that come easily, things they hide because they are difficult, days when they surprise you, and days when you wonder, but you studied this yesterday now. They are growing, they are changing, they are becoming. So perhaps the question shouldn't be, can my child fit into this learning system? Perhaps the better question is, can the learning meet my child where they are? That's the idea we're building Shammah Online Academy around. Not making every child learn the same way. Not promising that every difficulty disappears overnight, but actually seeing the learner, finding where they are, and helping them take the next step. Because your child doesn't need to become somebody else's child to succeed. They need the opportunity to become the strongest version of themselves.